Alright, response video to Metamystic. Nah, question video maybe. Whatever you want to call it. He asked me a question. You know, how do I explain this distinction I have, this thing I have about suffering that he doesn't seem to have? And I provided a response, and he didn't really respond to the response. So anyway, now he's made a video to Fred. And as a base premise, he's put in this thing that I still can't get. He's basically arguing that in the base camp, when you cut through all the bullshit of our perceptions, our delusions, which I think maybe is a better way to describe the notion of free will, as just a delusion, not an illusion per se. You know, we could give it a more negative slant, and that would be legal. That'd be appropriate, maybe. Because, yeah, we can still experience it and call it what it is, unreal. And I guess if you're faking the unreality of it, then it's a delusion. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. That's not what I want to talk about. What he's basically saying is that there's no rational reason to make a distinction between this thing and this thing. This thing and this thing. Now, when you cut everything down, and I just don't get how you just discount the function of sentience. I mean, yes, let's say sensation isn't physically real. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we know it's meaningful, substantive. We know it's quite an interesting phenomenon, like time and space and everything else in the universe that's a little fudgy. It's got a substance to it, and that has to be a premise. I don't see how you can cut that premise off and say, well, because it's not a physical thing, because it just is kind of vaporish in terms of we experience it inside of a brain, and that container, it's extending beyond the material. Okay, the function of sensation is more than its parts. But I might argue that magnetism might be a similar phenomenon, or all the forces that hold the universe together might similarly be described as a function of matter, but that they have no reality. I mean, they have no material form. They just have a material impact. And yes, a sensation doesn't have as material an impact on matter. I mean, a sensation doesn't make matter move, but it does in a way. I mean, it does make our consciousness gravitate, attract, or repulse in a very natural kind of functionality, a way that's very similar to magnetism or gravity. It creates the sense of a gravity or the sense of a repulsion, like a magnetic repulsion. But I guess the word I can't accept use here is no rational reason. As if reason itself would be something of the material universe. Now, quite obviously, the universe doesn't care. I mean, if 6 million Jews are suffering in the concentration camps, the universe doesn't care. But I don't think that changes the fact that 6 million Jews are suffering, which as a sentence in the universe has meaning. It's not irrelevant. It's not possible to be rational, to understand the 1 plus 1s and 2 plus 2s and the mechanics of the universe, and to discount that phenomenon and say it doesn't have meaning, it doesn't have relevancy, it doesn't have quality is a tricky word. is obviously a universe can't think and it can't appreciate quality, but certainly we can. And I think we can do it in ways that are very materialistic, in terms of not ways that are very personal or subjective. And I just don't see how you can in any way convolute a concept of logic or reasonableness or rationality that finds it possible to find that indistinguishable from this. That kind of reductionism to obliterating the meaning of sentience, whatever, like an eraser, you're just saying it doesn't really matter. I just don't think that's a rational statement. I don't think it's merely an illusion of a sapien, a homo or not, to account for it, to say it has substance. I think anything that could sense a sensation, anything that could understand what it was to suffer or to be tortured, would know it had meaning. So if there was some way to create a nerve in the universe, that the universe would know it. It would be able to do that logic and say, oh, quite obviously this is bad because, damn, I can feel it. I don't need any other evidence. There's kind of conclusive proof. So I think the idea, I just don't think you can, I think that reduction is reducing beneath the logic. You've reduced the piece of paper that the logic is written on. You've reduced all the way to the fabric of the paper, and you've lost the plane of truth that is the truth. You've just gone too far. So all you're seeing is graphite and pulp, but material pulp. But that there's no, like you said, you've just focused your macro lens too tight and lost the plane where you can write logic. And logic is written as concepts, and concepts are relationships. And the truth is, when matter gets organized in one of these, it creates the relationship of the matter, creates a different function than when it's in that form. It's fundamentally different. It functions different. It has now become a magnetic material. It's now nuclear. It's now radioactive. So just like raw matter can have phenomenon, can have function that is different than other matter, that you can recognize the difference. You can recognize the difference between something that can go ouch and something that cannot. So I need you to explain to me how I'm inaccurate in my contention that you have perhaps built your base camp 10 feet under the snow. That it's not really a base camp, it's a grave. It's where logic goes to die, because you've unraveled such an important part of reality. Girls, but they're running away. Damn. Anyway, you've unraveled just something too fundamental. And it's a word game. Rationality is a function of something existing in a base camp that is further, is up on the surface of the snow, not beneath it. That's enough of a metaphor. So, yeah, more information, please. And I'm not going to fly off the handle and go nuts again over this, but I just hate the way you're wording this. It's of no importance, or, I mean, you know, it's not reasonable, it's not rational. Come on. Those things still exist, even in a dumb universe. You can still write a truth. And it's a truth. It's not a lie. Suffering is not just an illusion. It's a function. Yeah. I mean, it manifests as an illusion inside of a brain. The pain itself is an illusion. The fact that experiencing the illusion of pain is significant, that fact isn't an illusion. That truth isn't an illusion. It's a truth. Pain is bad, pleasure good. You just can't undo that. You just really can't. Satisfaction, I guess I should say. Good. Anyway. Yeah. So, leave it there. And such. Till next time.